Hi everyone, welcome to a Stamping to Share video. My name is Kay Kalthoff and today I'm going to share with you how to create this great card. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! And we have access to all kinds of wonderful supplies as a customer and as a demonstrator. Now this card uses some supplies and let me show you what we're going to start with first. The first thing, of course, is some cardstock. We have this wonderful Whisper White paper. It stamps so beautifully. We are going to cut this at 5.5 by 8.5, and then we're going to score it at 4 1/4. And so we just need to fold this in where the score line is, make a nice crease mark, and our card is ready. And I'm going to set this aside right now because we are not going to be doing anything with it for a bit. The next thing that you're going to need is another piece of Whisper White cardstock. This is cut at 4 by 5 1/4, and you might notice there's a bit of a textured look to it. That's because I've used the Stampin' Up! Big Shot machine and an embossing folder called Modern Mosaic, and it leaves these wonderful mosaic-like imprints on the cardstock when you run it through the Big Shot. And so that is what we're going to start with. The next thing I'm going to do is take this Mosaic punch, you can see it right here, and I'm going to punch out 3 punches using this punch. This is rich raspberry, and it's just a piece of scrap paper that I've gotten right here. And we're just going to set those aside for a minute because I also want to do a little stamping. I have a piece of scrap Whisper White, and I am going to take the rich raspberry ink right here, and using a stamp set called Mosaic Madness, I am going to use this stamp right here to make my images that I will then punch out. So I have my stamp, and I've got the ink, and we're just stamping right like that, and now all we need to do is punch this out. It's really handy, all the different punches that Stampin' Up! Has available for us to purchase. It really makes coordinating and putting together our cards so quick and easy. Can you imagine if you had to hand cut these images? Oh my goodness, it would make card making take so much longer. And I know that it would because I used to be one of those people that did hand cut all my images before they had all these wonderful matching punches and die cuts. Alright, so we have everything we need to start putting this card together. So the first thing I'm going to do is getting my multi-purpose liquid glue. I'm putting a big blob on here, and I'm going to set that right here like this on the left hand side of my card, and I'm not worried about lining it up. I just know that I want a line of these rich raspberry punch outs working its way up on the left hand side of my card. And we're going to grab another one here and add this to the next layer here, or the next in our lineup here. Very nice. Okay, so we're just going to give that a second to set. Then these punch outs that I have, we are going to attach those with a dimensional. So I have a couple of dimensionals here, so we can flip these over, and I will just put a dimensional on the back of each one and take those little peelies off, and then we can set these right on top of our card. So I'm just setting it right like that, right in the middle. I'm not setting it real hard just in case I need to maneuver it around a little bit. And this looks good. So we can press those in. And now all we have left is to put our ribbon on and our butterfly. So the ribbon that I'm going to use is called, now I was calling it Tangle-A-Twist. Apparently that is not the correct way to say it. It's Tangelo-Twist. And I'm sure that, well, I probably am the only one mispronouncing it, but that's par for the course for me. I tend to mispronounce a lot of things. Alright, so here's the ribbon. I'm just cutting it a little bit wider than the card itself. And then I don't like this little peak peeking out, so I'm kind of using the ribbon here and just lining it up with this bottom punch so that that peak doesn't show through. And then, you know, let's see, I would use some Scotch tape. Oh, I do have some. Had to bring it into the picture here. my daughters were helping me put ribbon shares together last night, and they like to put ribbon shares together while they're watching TV or Grey's Anatomy. They kind of stream that on Netflix and watch that while they're helping me. There we go. So we have our ribbon ready. Now we're just going to do a little wrap. So I am taking my ribbon scissors and cutting just a little bit more of this Tangelo twist. It's one of our new in colors, and it's so pretty. Such a pop of color. So now we're just doing a little tie on here, and then I'm taking my scissors and I'm just going to make some nice cuts on my tie on. There we are. Get that a little bit tighter. Okay, and then the last thing that we're going to do is I took a piece of scrap in Daffodil Delight, and using my beautiful butterflies embosslet, I cut that out, and then all I'm going to do is adhere that with a dimensional. So I'm going to put a dimensional on the back and set this on my card. Whoops, it looks like that's peeking through, so I'm going to move that down a hair. There we go. So I can just set this on my card about like this. And then I also have some pearls, and these are the rope pearls. They come in a nice rope. However, I've cut them so that they're in sets of 3, because sets of 3 work perfectly for that butterfly. So I'm just taking a set of 3 here, and then I'm just going to use my paper piercer to set that down in my butterfly. Alright, and we have our panel ready to go onto our card. Doesn't it look nice? I just love this pop of color. The Daffodil Delight, the rich raspberry, the Tangelo twist. So pretty. Now to put it on the card, I am going to raise it with some dimensionals. So we are just going to take the time to put these on. That looks good. Now we're just going to flip it over and set this onto the front of our card. The dimensionals makes that front panel pop a little bit, and it just gives a little bit of shadowing and highlighting. I love that. Now what can we do for the inside of our card? We don't have a designer series paper to carry it over, so I was thinking I would use a sentiment from Really Good Greetings, and I like this one. Everything will be okay even if we don't see what okay is yet. So I have that already on a block. I am just inking it up in my rich raspberry, and then I'm just going to stamp it up here at the top of my card. Alright, so our card is complete. And here is the other one if you'd like to see the two of them together. There we go. Hope you're having a great day. Thanks so much for stopping by Stampin' to Share. If you'd like to order any of these products, just visit my blog, www.stampintoshare.com, and I'd be happy to be your demonstrator. Have a great day. Bye-bye.